So, I was on Facebook this morning, and I was actually perusing it in bed. I have my computer set up to my TV, and it's kind of far away. So I'm just kind of like looking through it, and I see this baby picture, and he's got this giant, what looks like a jellyfish attached to his face. And I'm like, ha 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 ha, because I thought it's like one of those like alien brain suckers, and it was just like a nerd joke kind of thing. And I'm kind of a nerd, so I was like, sci-fi, but later when I got up, I read it, and it turned out to be like a giant like cancer tumor, and obviously it wasn't funny anymore. But what really got me is that to begin with, it was funny, and I thought it was cool. But the moment like a different word was attached to it, I thought it was disgusting. I couldn't look at it anymore. It's still the same picture, it's just the word that changed. I don't know why people act like that.
I'm Chris, TV Ball, and I'm 23 years old. I've moved around a lot, and I'm in North Carolina now to South Carolina now to make movies and stuff. I am trying to pursue a career in stand-up for like a day, and then I'm gonna check it off my bucket list, and I'll be done with that.
My teacher got really mad at me because I wasn't paying attention. He said, "Matthew, make eye contact." So I punched him in the face. If I ever lose my legs in a tragic accident, I hope my brother introduces me to his friends as his half-brother. I'm Matt Laborde. And
what is your experience
with
comedy?
It started at a young age. I think when I was 2 is when I realized I was a smart ass. And from then on, it was a steady stream of compensating for a series of physical or emotional insecurities. And then I finally came to college, and I was like, oh, I can do this in front of people, and it'll be more socially acceptable. But the first time I did it, I was so nervous, and all I remember was getting up on stage and taking the microphone out of the stand and then putting it back after my set was over and getting off. I have no idea what I said, but it was intoxicating. I mean, it really is. You hear a lot of comedians say laughter is better than sex, and at first I thought it was like they obviously haven't had enough sex, but no, it's really true, because I mean, getting up there and just sharing that experience with the most I performed for was 600 people. It was wonderful, because it sounds kind of sappy, but when you think about it, you get to make their day that much better. You're sharing a wonderful experience. You're not just doing some kind of public speaking, oh, this is why we need water in Tanzania, which is important, but it's like you really, at least I feel like I make the world a better place when I make people laugh.
So how do you start? Like when you just get up there, how do you start?
It depends. The last few times I did the comedy competition, I always got heckled the second I got up there, so that was a wonderful transition.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just, I used to I look like a Jonas Brother a lot, so one time someone was like, hey, Jonas Brother. I
didn't want to say anything.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And he was like, yeah, you look like a Jonas Brother. I was like, next time you shouldn't wear a seatbelt, and then just roll into jokes, because then the audience is immediately on your side.
Yeah, because they're like, fuck that guy.
Yeah, screw that guy, and you were funny. There we go, perfect.
Well, I meant like when you're on stage and you kind of have like maybe a rough structure of a joke. And how much of that is like made up, like with the feeling that you're getting from the crowd, and how much of it's like kind of memorized or whatever?
My personal approach is I go out with an outline. I like to deliver things really extemporaneously, like a conversation.
Yeah.
That was the one thing I took away from a speech class. So I try to just get the gist and then see how the audience feels. If they're really anxious, if they're like seething or frothing at the mouth, it's like, okay, get the joke out there quick. But if they're like relaxed, like, yeah, make us laugh, it's like, okay, I can take my time.
Yeah.
Upside down. I'm only comfortable calling myself a stand-up comedian if every night I perform, I can successfully coerce a lady into going on a date I have no intentions of showing up for. Stand-up comedian. What do teenage girls and black people have in common? Neither of them think I'm funny. Isn't that right, LaQuisha?
I'm William Woody.
All right. What's your experience in comedy?
So my sophomore year in high school, I hosted a coffee house type thing. I decided to be what I thought other people would think was funny. That went horribly, horribly wrong. And I decided I was never going to do stand-up, that was just not something that was something I should do. Got much more into film, but started kind of going through college a second time and found film's expensive. You have to deal with people. There are frustrations to it, and I just kind of got bored. So it occurred to me that when I'm talking to my friends, I can get them to laugh. So maybe if I treat the audience that way, it'll work for me. Most of the time it has. I'm not really that conversational in parties. I don't really do well. I hate going to bars. And I frequently find myself leaving conversations thinking, oh, I should have said that. And comedy gives me the opportunity to recreate that conversation and say exactly what I wish I'd said. And I don't have to wait my turn to speak. If I'm on stage, it's always my turn. Actually, one of my buddies who I frequently consult about jokes observed when a comic went political once. It was Patton Oswalt in one of his sets started, bashing President Bush or plugging Obama, I can't remember who. He made the observation that some people are cheering, some people aren't, but nobody's laughing. Mm-hmm. And all I'm after is laughter.
Yeah,
That's, I didn't mean for that to rhyme.
Yeah, what are my next steps if I want to do some more comedy? Do I even have a future in this? Do you see a future inside of me?
I don't know. It's no.
That means no. That's a polite way of saying no.
No, I'm not.
What would I have to do to have a future?
A friend of mine told me about
Be more like Woody.
Just get more stage time, man.
Yeah.
I've heard of 2 classes. There are pottery classes, and one class said, you're going to make one piece of pottery this entire class, and we're going to grade you on how good that one piece of pottery is. Mm-hmm. And the other class said, we're going to make 50 pieces of pottery, and if you make 50, you get an A, 40, you get a B, whatever. Mm-hmm. At the end of the class, the one that made 50 was making better pots than the one that made the 1. Mm-hmm. So just the more stage time you get, the more comfortable you're going to get.
So there's this guy at my work. He's a gay man. His name is Durandus. I call him Duranimal, just to give you an idea of kind of how he is. He's a lot of fun. He's pretty exciting. He always has something going on. And one day he was talking to me about the threesome he's had with 2 very attractive women, like model caliber women. And I'm thinking, okay, you're gay, right? I mean, that doesn't mean you hate women, but what does it mean? You're not interested in women, are you? And he tells me, Chris, you're right. I don't really have any interest in women, but this wasn't a woman. This was 2 women, 2 very attractive women. Even as a gay man, I can appreciate the opportunity that I had. There's a lot of men that would die for this opportunity and will die never having this opportunity. For me to just let it go, for me not to take advantage, would almost be a crime. I said, you know what, Durandus? You know what, you're right. Now I'm not a gay man. I wouldn't want to have sex with another. But if there was 2 of them, I have no idea what the fuck he was talking about.
we went to this pool. It was like a neighborhood pool, and it was a really big pool. And like I didn't know how to swim at all, and so I had those little floaties on, and it was really boring just like sitting in the shallow end like with these floaties. And I was like, I'm going up to that 15-foot diving board. You know those giant like diving boards that look so cool? I was like, I'm gonna jump off one of those. And so I went up there with my floaties, and I got called down from the lifeguard. He's like, you can't jump off this thing with floaties on. You don't even know how to swim. So I took my floaties off, and I jumped off of it, and I almost drowned. But you know, it's something about that. It's just so me. It's just like I want that next thing so bad. I just don't care about anything else.
Yeah, Chris, Tevabah. Or
TV.
TV. Ba. TV Ba. Oh, come on, give me a break. Hey, Chris TV Ba, come on stage! Yeah! Everybody clap in Sicily! Okay.
Hi, I'm Chris, and
Good job, sir.
Chris TV Ba, everybody.
Yeah.
One more time for Chris TV Ba. Does everybody go like magic?